Good evening. Welcome to the 2018 pinning ceremony for our wonderful nursing graduates. On our platform this evening, we have our Dean of Instruction, Laura Musselwhite, I got the memo, she got the memo. And we also have two of our advisory board members, Roberta Scott and Belinda Martinez. We have nursing faculty, Dr. Mary Mosier-Gautreau. We have our nursing staff, Laura Newland and Cheryl Kane. And our nursing program director, Margie Campbell. And in our audience, we have Judge John Chavez, our Belen Magistrate Court Judge. John, he's a good friend to the campus. We're so happy to have him here. So I just want to say, as they come in, but they're not here yet, but I'll tell you, congratulations, graduates. We are very proud of our graduates' accomplishments. You have been the support for these graduates. You know how difficult this program is and challenging, and now it's time to celebrate their success. So I want to tell the graduates and their families all the best to you as you begin your nursing career. Thank you. And to bring greetings from our UNM Advisory Board, Belinda Martinez.
Okay. On behalf of the UNM Advisory Board, I'd like to congratulate you, like Dr. Lenny said, and we know how hard you have worked along with the students, spouses, parents, children, family. It's all about that. And these people are going to a profession that is so special. I mean, we all need nurses. They can make your stay wonderful or not, you know. So you need to be a special person to do what they're going to be doing. And again, I congratulate you all.
Good evening. I'd like to welcome you all here on behalf of all of us in the nursing program. And I'd like to ask you to stand as the graduating class enters. Thank you. You can be seated. We do a lot of things at pinning. This class has planned most of it themselves. I hope you got to see the PowerPoint. I believe it's one of the best ones I've ever seen. It was really great, and I enjoyed it myself. One of the things that we'll do in a few minutes is give some awards. And last night, I got to come to the graduation for certificates and health careers people. And I came by myself. I didn't know any students. And I just happened to sit down next to a family who was there because of a friend who got a GED, a CNA, and a PCA. So nursing assistant and personal care attendant, all in 1 year. This woman has 11 children. And she didn't get any awards, not from us. So I want you to know that all of these graduates are deserving of something special probably, even though we have, and I know some of their stories. I don't know all of them, I'm sure. But it's always a special group of people that get to this point in their career, and we have enjoyed knowing them for 2 years. There have been moments when they probably haven't enjoyed knowing us quite as much. But when we give awards, realize everybody is deserving. So I really appreciate you being here to celebrate for them. This is a wonderful time for all of us. We appreciate it right along with them. At this time, I would like to introduce the faculty speaker. That's Dr. Mary Mosier-Gautreaux. The students selected her to speak to them tonight. Dr. Gautreaux.
I want to thank you for asking me to speak. It's very moving for me. I've watched you guys since day one. I've seen you grow. I've seen you be happy. I've seen you be sad. I've seen you be angry. And I've seen you grow into really good nurses. I think you're going to do well. It was wonderful watching you in preceptorship and reading your reflections, even though you probably didn't want me hanging around as much. But when I read your reflections, it was like, I'm getting it, and it's kind of neat. And I didn't learn anything in nursing school. I learned it all in preceptorship, which I kind of laughed, because you wouldn't have been in preceptorship if you hadn't learned anything in nursing school. So there you go. There's a couple of things I wanted to talk to you about. What you need to do to become a nurse in today's world. And I know you've heard my stories since day one, and this is the last time you're going to get to hear a story from me. So that's a good thing. I am retiring at the end of this semester, so I'm kind of excited. It's a new chapter in my life. But as a nurse, this is a profession that's a tough profession. It's a great profession. It's amazing. You love the patients love you. You hate the patients hate you. It's a day-to-day adventure. You're never appreciated as much as you have to appreciate yourself. And you have to understand that as a nurse, we face so many things. We are expected to do so many things that nobody else does. Yes, we are part of the healthcare team, and it's a very collegial healthcare team than when I came into nursing 45 years ago. There was a lot more levels. Now you're a team, and that's something you need to revel in. You need to really, that's the best thing. You're not there to be anybody's friend. You're there to take care of the patient. And that's something that's hard to learn. Community is important. Being a nursing community is critical to what we do. We have to be a community to each other. We have to remember where our community came from. Growing up, I would be out here running the fields because my grandparents lived here, and all of my mother's side of the family lived out here. And I would run, you can't do that anymore today, but I would be let out 5 or 6 years old, and I'd go skipping through, jumping the ditches and doing all that, and going to play with my cousins, which was the best thing I ever had. When I decided to come out here to work, it was all about community. It was giving back to the community that I had given so much to me. When I look at my grandparents did not speak English until they were in their 60s. My mother was an ESL. My great-grandfather, Papa Teo, wanted my mother to learn English so she could help him sell the sheep, because they were shepherds. And she was a tough little cookie. And then she ended up selling sheep that my grandfather gave to her so she could go to nursing school. She went to nursing school in Albuquerque. She joined the Army. She was in World War II. She came back and took care of everybody. She tells stories of being 6 years of age and being lent to Mama Juanita her grandmother who was blind and who was sick, and she took care of her during the day. This is community. This is what you need. This is what makes Tomé so great. This is what makes this whole campus so great, is to find your roots and give back. And for me, it's critically important. You need to challenge yourself. I know you know everything right now, and you are very smart. And as we say in nursing school, before you take your NCLEX, every day you get a little less smart when you leave nursing school. So you have to challenge yourself. You have to constantly be growing. I don't remember a day where I haven't picked up something and learned something. I always look at it as, it's a great day if I learn something new today. And I'm always learning, because you have to. You have to want it. You have to say, I'm not going to be complacent. Yes, everybody does it this way. But evidence-based practice has shown you that you got to ask the questions, why is everybody doing it this way? And I don't want to do it just because they said everybody does it. I want to know why. And that's what we've been pushing you for, is to think about the whys. Find yourself a mentor. Now, a mentor is an experienced and trusted advisor. Now, I know you're going to make friends, and you're going to make friends with all the people that you work with. And that's part of Benner's novice nurse, is to make friends and fit in. A mentor is different. A mentor is somebody who's wise and somebody who's going to tell you like it is, who's going to have that little pin in their hand when your head gets too big and pop it, and is going to treat you and make you understand that growing has to occur at all levels. Finding a mentor is a dual thing. The mentor has to agree to be a mentor. You have to be their mentor. And you get questioned a lot, and it's an exciting thing. And they need it. We as nurses need someone to tell us, that wasn't a good idea, or, wow, you did great on that one. Let's see if we can improve on it. Your friends can't do it. Your spouses get dumped on to do it, but it's not fair to them, because I think they get tired of hearing about the stuff you do every day. And you probably get tired of telling them about the stuff you do every day. That's not socially acceptable or icky. So find somebody. Could be you want to have somebody who you trust and somebody who you can appreciate. Caring is the biggest reason why you went into nursing. Now, I know I've heard nursing students who say, I can make this much. You're never going to be paid for what you're worth. Just accept that. You're worth so much more. So I've watched you. I've watched you hold on to patients. I've watched you get angry when patients are not doing well and no one seems to be listening. You are their advocate. You will always be their advocate. We don't always have to agree with them, but we are their advocate. And when we lose track of that, we lose track of our soul. And that's what we're here for, is to take care of our soul and the patients. I'm going to end real quickly with something from Mother Teresa, who is the saint of Calcutta and who is an amazing nurse-like person. She could be a nurse. She could be anything. She is just amazing in her own right. She wrote a statement out, and I've heard it before, and every time I hear it, I hear something different. And as I end my career, not my career, as I open a new chapter in my career, I want you to listen to what I have to say. People are often unreasonable. So if you want to switch people to patients or staff or anything, you can do that. People are often unreasonable, irrational, and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of being selfish and have ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win some unfaithful friends and some genuine enemies. Succeed anyway. If you are honest and sincere, people may deceive you. Be honest and sincere anyway. What you spend years creating, others could destroy overnight. Create anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, Some may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today will often be forgotten. Do good anyway. Give the best you have, and it will never be enough. Give your best anyway. And in the final analysis, it is between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next on our program is our class speaker, also selected by the class, Katie Seisman.
Hello. Okay. Hello and welcome everyone to UNM-Valencia's nurse pinning ceremony for the year 2018. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Tonight is a particularly special night for UNM-Valencia's pinning or nursing program because we are the first nursing class to graduate with ACIN accreditation. And I'd like to take this moment to thank the nursing program faculty for their efforts in attaining the accreditation. And thank you especially to Barbara and Catherine. Catherine, there you are. Because you guys have always been so supportive and so dedicated to your students. Thank you guys. Congratulations, class of 2018. We made it. I think I speak for all 7 of us when I say that I don't feel like this is real yet, right guys? Is this real life, right? The time it's been tough. Some would say it's been impossible, right? And looking back on the past 4 semesters, I can't help but think of all that has been gained, and it is immeasurable. We have gained friendships, knowledge, insight, perspective, and we've gained the skills to perform as beginning level nurses. And that might not sound like much, but it nearly killed us. Right, guys? To help you understand a little bit of what this means, the International Council of Nurses defines nursing and nurse in no less than 4 paragraphs. I won't waste your time with all 4 paragraphs, but rest assured we graduate today with the full experience of having been put through the ringer on every single topic. And we passed at 75%. Our story is a story of hard work, growth, heartbreak, sacrifice, loyalty, and transformation. We have all experienced the camaraderie that nursing school breathes into its students. In the beginning, we were strangers who came together from varied paths to form memories shared for life and experiences unique to us. In these experiences, I have observed that every single one of my fellow students is exceptionally bright. And every single one of them has something to offer the nursing world. And this statement holds true for all 18 of us who have gone through this journey. It has been a pleasure to join in this journey with all of you. Not only have we made this journey together as a cohort, but we've also made the journey with our instructors. We have learned something valuable from each one of our instructors, and we are grateful for all that has been gained. Aside from learning, we share both funny and serious experiences with our instructors as well. Simulation is a perfect example of such experiences. Simulation is exactly as it sounds. It simulates patient care with mannequins and live actors. It is essentially a play, but the event is so unlike a play for us, the nursing students. The results are determined by our reactions as nurses, and if we do things right, our patients live. If we do things wrong, our patients die. Most of the time they die. It's okay though. For us, the experience had all the hallmarks of a bad dream. Chaos was happening all around us. We couldn't think straight. Not only did we forget the plan, we completely forgot how to speak at times, completely losing our ability to verbally respond. Somewhere in the distance, we heard Dr. G calmly telling us to follow the protocol. And even though the protocol was right in front of our faces, we failed to see it, and our sim descended into further madness. I can't help but imagine what this looks like from the instructor's point of view. How could Dr. G keep her laughter suppressed when I, unfamiliar with bedside urinals, failed to remove the urinal before my confused patient drank out of it? And how could Catherine keep a straight face when, speaking as the patient, asked what kind of Gatorade I just gave her? Or the time during the death and dying simulation, I informed the patient that she was now dead. You're dead now, Mrs. Quintana. I'm sure it was both funny and disappointing for our instructors. Finally, I cannot end this speech without thanking our loved ones for their support. I know that nursing school has seized our attention, sanity, and even our ability to focus on anything other than nursing for the past 2 years. Personally, I couldn't have succeeded in nursing school without my husband's constant support. He was my biggest cheerleader, hyping me up when I was feeling down, and nursing school has a way of making us feel down, right guys? Lower than we've ever felt, and without our support network, we would have never survived. For my fellow nursing graduates, let us celebrate tonight, but let us not lose the momentum. The benefit that comes with continuing our nursing education is not merely personal. As I said earlier, each one of us has something to offer the nursing world. Set your bar, and remember, if you made it through these last 2 years, you can do anything. To the lower level, or now soon to be upper level nursing students, Dr. G once told me that nursing is about patience, perseverance, and persistence. Remember those words, and remember that the universe is obligated to concede to hard work. So in the face of adversity, be patient, persevere, and persist. The reward won't be in anything you can hold, but everything that it is. Thank you. Now I would like to ask my fellow nursing class to come to the stage so we can present our nursing faculty with a plaque. And we would like to present this to them as thanks for attaining the ASIN accreditation and all the hard work that you guys did for us. So.
Thank you. A nice little trip down memory lane for some of that. And they didn't kill that many patients in simulation. They really didn't. Some, but not that many. Okay. Next on our program is a presentation of some of the awards that we have, and to do that is the Dean of Instruction, Dr. Laura Musselwhite.
Hi, thank you. I'm happy to be participating in the granting of these awards. Our first certificate is in recognition of receiving the Florence Nightingale Award, which is selected by the class in this cohort. I am happy to announce the recipient is Marissa Turner. right, our next award is in recognition of receiving the Spirit Award, which is also selected by the class. And I am happy to announce the recipient is Katie Sizemore. All right, and our last award this evening is in recognition of the highest grade point average in the class. And again, congratulations to Ashley Mitchison.
Thank you very much. Now on to the pinning. That's why we're here, right? So Dr. G and I are going to read what the graduates would like us to about their pinning. They're going to come up on the stage from this side. Whoever's going to pin them can meet them and present the pin. So David Beat is first. He says, the person pinning me is my New Mexico mother, Lonnie Camp, is that right? Is that Laney? And RN. I would like to thank my family here who prayed for me and encouraged me during my nursing studies. I would also like to thank the instructors and staff who worked hard to get me here. I hope one day to become a nurse practitioner with my own practice somewhere in the Rocky Mountains or down in tropical Belize. That's where it came from. Do we know what Ashley's
Dax Martinez. Dax is being pinned by Laura Newland. Dax wants to thank his fellow students for the great support system throughout nursing school and to wish them good luck going forward.
Ashley will be pinned by her father, Tim Mitchison. She would like to thank her family for supporting her and for being here tonight. She plans on practicing as a nurse for a couple years before going back to school to become NP or CRNA, so nurse practitioner or certified registered nurse anesthetist.
Aaliyah Montoya. Aaliyah is being pinned by her sister Janae. She would like to thank her family, friends, and classmates for all the support and positive thoughts throughout this journey. A special thank you to my mom. I am so grateful to you. I would not have been able to do this without you. I promise to make you all so proud.
Laura Seaman. Laura says she'll be having her husband Hans give her pin, and that it's an amazing fact to me that I'm actually here tonight. This has been a dream of mine since I was a little girl. Outside of the numerous friends, family, nursing faculty, and classmates I have to thank for my success and unconditional support, I will start with thanking my mother. I always get these ones. Mama, you taught me from a very young age that any dream is possible, and you showed me the importance of an education. Also, to my precious girls, I am sorry for the things that I missed over the last few years. I'm sorry I wasn't always present. However, I set out on a mission, and I want to show you three that hard work and determination do pay off. that anything you set your heart to is attainable. Thank you for being patient. I love you girls with my whole heart, and mostly to my husband. You knew when our story started I wanted to be a nurse, but life, marriage, and kids came first. Without you by my side, I never would have been able to achieve all of this. You were always there when I wasn't. You always encouraged me and told me that I could when I thought that I could not. Thank you, and I love you.
Katie Sizemore. I dropped out of high school at 16 years old, and after being guaranteed by the superintendent of Las Lunas schools that I would never earn my college degree, I enrolled here at UNM-Valencia campus, determined to prove her wrong. Later that year, her words seemingly rung true when I failed my first semester of college. I accepted my defeat, went on to marry my husband, and we had 2 healthy children. This was 10 years ago. I was a young mom with 2 toddlers and 0 earning potential. I wanted to be the mom that my kids deserved, so with my husband's support, I was able to see them off to kindergarten before I began on this journey of becoming a nurse. At first, I was worried that I wouldn't even get accepted back onto campus, but I took the risk, paid the application fee, and was surprised to be offered a second chance. This simple experience in my life awoke a realization in me. I didn't have to believe that I would succeed. I didn't even have to consider the future. All I had to do was put forth in the effort, and this is the message I hope to send out today. No matter where you are in life, pursue your dreams. Don't be intimidated by the possibility of failure. Instead, if you can get up, dress up, and show up, you've already done half the work.
Atta girl. Marissa Turner. Marissa is being pinned by her parents and her younger sister. We've reached the end of this milestone of our nursing careers. I want to thank my family and my close friends for having patience with me and my crazy schedule. I look forward to the next chapter of my career and starting to work as a nurse. I also want to say thank you to my fellow classmates. You guys are my second family. Love you guys. Okay, I'm going to do the pledge. Light the candle. I need a cue sign. So they are a wonderful class, aren't they? Every single one of them is very special. You guys know more of the details than we do, probably. But we certainly know enough to know that they are all dear to you and to us, and that this is a massive accomplishment. It's kind of hard for people who've not done nursing school to understand. So we're going to recite the Florence Nightingale Pledge. You probably know Florence is considered the beginner of modern nursing. She didn't write the pledge. In fact, it was written in the United States in Detroit, and it was used in nursing schools and has been for a long time. I had to memorize it when I was a really young nurse. When we got caps, we did it with capping, but we had to memorize it. We're not going to waste brain power on that now. We're going to recite the pledge for you. And the lamp of learning is also traditional in nursing ceremonies. Ready? I solemnly pledge myself before God and in the presence of this assembly to pass my life in purity and to practice my profession faithfully. I will abstain from whatever is deleterious and mischievous and will not take or knowingly administer any harmful drug. I will do all in my power to maintain and elevate the standard of my profession, and will hold in confidence all personal matters committed to my keeping and family affairs coming to my knowledge in the practice of my calling. With loyalty will I endeavor to aid the physician in his work and devote myself to the welfare of those committed to my care. Congratulations. That really stands the test of time, except for that one line about aid the physician. The rest of it's is all still really good, I think. So at this time, I would like the representatives from this class who are going to pass on the lamp to the level 2s that are coming on behind them. This is a symbolic gesture to indicate that they're out into a totally different chapter of their life and passing on the lamp of knowledge to the upcoming class. So we'll be here in another year to do this all again. It's so exciting. Yeah, you got to hold it all year. Okay, this really concludes our ceremony. I would like to let the class, the graduates, go first. There are refreshments over in the cafeteria. Please take your families over and have a good time. I do want to wish you all well in your profession. I always think at this time of year that there's really nothing, no bigger honor for me personally than welcoming people into the profession that I have loved for so many years. Not that every minute is lovely, but the profession certainly is, and these are the caliber of nurses that will continue to keep that elevated, I have no doubt. So I welcome you, and I want to hear from you. You know for sure when, but any time is good. One of the things that we've gotten to do this year, which is we should have had probably in our program a thank you to Procter & Gamble, because through the foundation, through the offices here, they have gotten a grant that paid for these graduates' fees, except for their background check fee, to be able to take the NCLEX. It's always a really hard thing when you've been through nursing school and spent every penny and every minute and all your energy to be able to have to pay. It's about $400 for the whole thing. So that's a big chunk at the end of nursing school. So I'm really grateful to Dr. Letney and all the people in the offices that are working on grants for this, because it's, the longer you wait, the harder it is to pass that big old awful test. So, it has to be done in the first 3 months to be really good at it. So they still have to study. They still have to do questions. Don't just give them all the chores right back yet. Let them at least pass the test first, and then we'll continue on. So welcome to the profession.